Hello chess friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Here is another chess composition by Wotawa. This is the second one I'm covering on my channel. And if you want, you can always check the first one over there. So it's white to play and win the game. And like always, I'd prefer if you would set this position on the board and try to spend some time with the position trying to crack the answer. The effort really matters. Whether you find the answer or not, that's not as relevant, but the effort really matters. So the first move, well, let's evaluate the position a bit. All right. On a very quick point of view, if you look at the position and observe it, you feel like, okay, white's pieces are kind of messed up, right? The rook on a8, the bishop on b8 is pinned, rook on c1, they're kind of jumbled up and don't really have any sort of coordination. That's how it seems. So that's point number one. The white pieces are kind of randomly placed. They don't have no coordination. Point number two would be that the black king on b5, although he's kind of super exposed on b5, he's rather safe because of the jumbled, white pieces that are kind of tangled up over there, and they are not in a position to attack him. Now, the thing is, both point number one and point number two, which I've just mentioned, are completely incorrect. That's exactly the opposite case. So let's start with check. Pawn to a4 check. Now he plays king takes on a4. What happens if there are other moves, right? For example, king to b4 now, but then in that case just bishop takes on d6 comes with a check and wins the queen. All right, let's go back. He can also play the move king to b6, after which we just play bishop c7, discovered check, and that wins the queen. So basically king b4 and king b6 not possible. He can play king into a6 in this case, but now we have rook takes a7 check, king goes over here, rook b1 check, and after a few moves, you can see bishop takes d6. White picked up quite a lot of material, and this is more than enough to win, right? So let's go back. After the move a4 check, he plays the move king takes on a4. This is basically forced as compared to all the lines as we have seen. And now comes a phenomenal move. We thought that the bishop on b8 was pinned, right? It can't move. But here's the move. Bishop takes on d6, sacrificing the exchange, giving up the rook in the corner, and basically it's kind of clarifying everything because there was this traffic jam and now it's everything has been cleared up. Queen takes the rook on a8. And here's the most beautiful move, which I personally thought was the most beautiful. Um, so if you want, take a pause. It's really worth noting. Bishop to b8. This reminds me of Karpov's bishop a7 move against Unzicker. A really beautiful move. It dominates the queen. Queen has no squares to go. Can't she just take the bishop? She can't really take the bishop because let's see what happens if that is done. Queen takes b8, check, and the skewer. Bye bye queen. So let's go back. After bishop b8, it seems like he can't really do that. What happens if he goes to a5? Well, now we play the move king c5, and the threat of rook a1 is quite strong, right? So, for example, takes, we just play check and takes, and that basically wins the game because, okay, the king will be, after all the exchanges on a7, the king will basically come and capture the pawn, and we are perfectly placed on the key squares to win the game. So, let's go back. Basically, after the move, bishop to b8, he's forced to play king to a3. It's not like he has too many options, right? Now we play rook to c8. What a beautiful move, right? What are we doing with this? Well, we are protecting the bishop horizontally, and basically black is left with only one, with only king moves. He has nothing else because the queen has absolutely no squares. She'll get captured everywhere else. So king a2. The king now tries to wander around. We play king c4, king b1, king c5. It's better in this case to zag than to zig. King c1, what is he trying to do? Maybe he's trying to collect a pawn on e3. Well, that can't really happen. So rook d8, cutting off the king and not allowing him to go towards the d file. King c2, and here's the beautiful move. Bishop to c7, traps the queen, and basically the queen is gone, and we are winning the game. So what a great composition, right? I mean, okay, there are so many impressive moves. Let me just take you back to those. Over here, yeah, bishop into d6. This was impressive move number one. Bishop into d6, just giving up the rook, right? It's so cool. The queen is attacked, and it's not like he can do anything else, right? So it's completely winning. Uh, and then the move bishop to b8. It's like bishop d6 and bishop goes back to b8 to its original square, and that traps the queen. It's such a cool idea, right? So what a phenomenal chess composition by Wotawa. This one I wanted to go a little bit more into variations and depth. I generally don't do not do that because that kind of confuses people, and people don't like this kind of, this level of depth when they're looking at a YouTube video. Hopefully that will change, because this is really a good material. So thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys.